What's up? What's up, Julissa Soto? Infamous 895. What's going on? What's going on? We're talking about politics. We're talking about sports. We're talking about fitness. We're talking about motivation. We're talking about getting to that next level. 5D. Girl over here doing big things today. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Let me get some music going. Let me see. Thought I was gonna play some music on my phone. Obviously, it's not working. What's happening? What's up, Kathleen Maggio? What's up, Blake Jake Miller? What's up? Thought I'd get on tonight. Just wanted to kind of share some messages of faith, some messages of love, share some messages of wisdom, some messages of positivity. Just kind of like get into the mode of where we're just like moving together. Just one of the things that I've focused on a lot over the past few years is a team movement. A movement as a squad. Like you see Lord of the Rings. Bilbo Baggins had a whole squad around him. Like he had Gandalf, all all the puzzle pieces to go and get the rings. And so if he had just gone by himself, got it by himself, it wouldn't have been as grandiose. It wouldn't have been as splendorous. It would have been an adventure. But when you have an adventure, you want to take people with you. You want to have different options. Like, in any team, any squad, like Avengers, we see this in every storybook. We see this in everything. You have a team of people and individuals that's taking it to the next level. So Top Gun, that see Jake, see Jaquez Jax. We see these people. We want to get together as an organization and take things to the next level. We're talking next level talk. We're talking about how can you improve on what you have done. How can you make lives better? How can you improve lives around you? The team doesn't get on and everybody doesn't get on. So we have to make sure everybody takes it to that top. Everybody is elevating. Everybody is moving forward and moving and thriving and striving and moving and pushing to that next level. If your whole team isn't coming and moving to that next level, then what are you doing? If everybody's not winning, if everybody as a collective whole is not winning on 100% level on an entire day, then are you truly winning? If your squad, if your team, if the people around you aren't just dedicated as you, if they don't understand the fire, if they don't understand the vision, they don't understand where you're striving for, then are you winning? If they're not positive every moment of the day, if they're not putting that best foot forward, if they're not making those changes that need to move your organization, then who are they to you? Are they a hindrance or are they going to excel you? Do we have negative people around you that are going to take you back from what you're trying to accomplish? If so, you need to make that change quick. And it's really a simple change because you attract what you are. So if you have negative people around you, then you have to decide, is that what I'm attracting? Is that who I am? And that's hard to do. That's a hard choice to make. A lot of people don't want to make that choice to look within. We always look without to find negativity in others, but we don't look within and address what we have put within ourselves. That self-doubt, that negativity, those things that hinder us from achieving our goals, that keep us from taking our lives, taking our success to that next level. So when you always have to focus on 100% of the time, everything that you do has to be focused. What's up on the FYP, Trey J? Everything that you do has to be focused on getting your squad ready, has to be focused on getting your team ready, has to be focused on getting your people ready, has to be focused on getting everybody else around you ready. The most successful individuals. Greg Popovich was named in the same voice today as Greg Abbott today. Greg Popovich, he's the coach of the Spurs. Now, why would the coach of the Spurs redeem the same respect as the governor of Texas? Because he has put himself in a position, a mindset, that where in what he does, he is for the people. He is for what people's needs. He is for what people actually think about. He is for what the emotions, the insight, what people actually want. So we're going to move to listen to a Greg Popovich over a Greg Abbott, because he has not shown that he is for what the people need to know. We need to understand truly that what we need to do is look within ourselves. Every moment of every single day, every day. I mean, Michael Jackson put it best, and Michael Jackson was one of my favorite guys. Whatever he did with his life, I don't know, you can't, whatever it was, but he put this the best. He said, if you want to make the world a better place, you got to take a look at yourself and make a change. Start looking at the man in the mirror. If you don't focus on who you are, how can you expect the people around you to change? We say, change the 5 people, you are the average of the 5 people around you. Well, guess who you're attracting? Those 5 people around you. You're making them come towards you because of the thoughts that you have in your head. If you think you're an engineer, there's going to be 5 engineers around you. If you think you were a sandwich, if I was a sandwich, what would I be? I'd probably be like a BLT. But I was thinking, if you have the 5 people around you, and if they're not doing the biggest things that you could possibly do, then you need to make sure you change that. And why are those 5 people around you? Because of your mindset. Because of your thoughts, your intentions. You make your 5 friends. I think a millionaire, So, you have to think, who are you? And then we have to actually perceive. I watched Steve Harvey, one of the quotes from Steve Harvey today, actually on TikTok. He was talking about, well, what you got to do, if you can get $10,000 from this, you got to make sure you do it 10 times. You got $100,000, all those things. So if you look at what he's talking about, to become a millionaire, you can earn $1 million. Most of the people a lot of people on this live, over their lifetime, may earn $1 million. But we want to earn $1 million quickly in a short amount of time. So how can you make that $1 million come to you a lot more quickly? And so we have to decide, well, what do you do to conserve time? What do you conserve effort? Because if you want to do something great, you have to know that it has to be easy to you. Once the people get to greatness, Michael Jordan wasn't waking up, man, this basketball game is about to be hard. I'm tough. I'm about to be tired today. We got to play the Jazz. I'm going to be I'm tired. Jordan woke up every day and was like, man, I'm about to put 70, 80 on the Jazz. They're an easy team. Because it was too easy for him. So once you get to greatness, it's easy. You can just walk. When you get to greatness, your walk is greatness. You can help but move in the power of greatness. So when you think about what it takes to be great, that means when you're in your position of authority, when you're in position of leadership, when you're in position of power, that your walk, your breath, your move, your every decision is greatness. You can't do no wrong. And it's hard to say, because you say, oh, that's an egotistical, that's a narcissistic attitude, that's a conceited attitude. Yes. In order to be great, you have to have some conceit. You have to have you have to be in sort of a system where everything I do, I create. And that you have to be cognizant of that. Even the negative things, even when things go wrong, that was your fault. You don't have to admit it was your fault, but you do have to admit it was your fault right in here with yourself. You have to say, man, this was my fault. I created the negative and the positive. But if I could generate negative and positive, I could generate all the positive that I can possibly do. Because I could definitely use negative. Because negative doesn't happen too often. We create negative. Negative really never exists. That's the first and foremost. That negativity, that stuff. Negativity doesn't exist. We create negativity. We create negativity in our mind from lack of. We kind of like increase that concept. Like we always say, was the glass half empty or half full? But who said it was full or empty? Just change the size of the glass. If the glass is half empty or half full, if you chop the glass in half, then guess what? The glass is full. But we don't think in that manner. We think, well, we have a scarcity, but everything's in abundance. Confidence, courage, conviction, and on the desire of motion. Yeah, right. We have to think confidently. We have to be courageous. We have to be convicted. We have to think we are never, ever, ever going to lose. A loss is something that nobody can take. If you can't afford to take a loss, you can't afford to say, oh, this was bad today. I got down on myself. Oh, I didn't have a good day today. You can't afford to do that. How long is the day? 24 hours? So you're going to waste 24 hours thinking about something that happened in the morning. I had something bad happen at 7. Like, right? Yes, okay. We love you. All things are bad. We hate this. I mean, you could exist in the moment. But again, we can't dwell on those things because our lifespan is, our world, our universe is billions of years old, trillions of years old. And we're saying we're trying to get here about 80 to 90 years. And we're trying to say we're going to be mad because something that happened 5 minutes ago. We got to start putting things in perspective. If you're concerned with the small things that happen in life, then you're gonna missing the big picture. You have to think about everything that's going on in life. Everything is connected. Everything makes sense when you think about everything is connected. If you understand that even the bad and the good things happen at the same time, then everything is connected. You can make sense of like a lot of things. Because anytime you have to inhale, you have to exhale. There's a vein for every artery. Like, that's simple, right? There's a vein in your blood. Every artery right next to it, there's a vein. You have capillaries, that's the thing, but every vein has an artery. Every proton has an electron. Like, everything is a positive and a negative for everything. Everything has a positive and negative. That's called harmony. So we have to believe that whenever things negative happen, that's not true. It's a true that it seems negative, but again, you can't complete the circle without having those things occur. So why can we dwell on those negative experiences when we don't need to dwell on those negative experiences? We could just say, oh, this happened or this happened. And instead of just dwelling on it, we could say, well, that happened, and then move on. Oh, they may mess me up. They cheated on me. They took my money. They da da da. Well, okay, that happened. Boom, boom, boom. Ah, that sucks. Then move on. Because the longer we dwell upon it, the longer we worry about it, the longer it hurts. The longer it causes friction, the longer it causes you to keep from getting to your goals. Now, I say, don't do that, don't do this. I'm not going to tell you not to do this, not to do that, because freedom is what freedom is. Freedom is freedom from me telling you how you should exist. What I'm telling you, what I'm allowing you to do is think, well, in the future, when I get into situations like this, how can I perform? If I perform this way, will it be beneficial for me? If I perform this way, will it be beneficial for me? And what you want to do is make the most performance that is best beneficial for what your goals are. If your goal is to be angry and to be upset and to be mad with everybody around you, then that's what you should go for. But if your goal is to be happy and have people around you be positive and have everybody love you, then you should try doing something like that. That's a positive reaction. And it's not the simple thing of saying, well, man, that's just saying you be good to people, you're going to be good to you. You're going to be bad to people, you're going to be bad to people. Well, that's your choice. You know, we can always make those choices, whether we're going to be happy or sad, whether it be good, bad, anything. We can always make that choice. Every second of the day. I remember we were kids, they said, don't touch the cookie in the cookie jar. And guess what we would do? We'd look at that cookie the whole time. And we say, man, do I want that cookie? That's a sweet cookie. Because, you know, the fact of it is that we never knew what a cookie was until they gave us a cookie. So now they put a cookie in our face. Our parents, you know, I'm not talking negative about my mom. But they put the cookie in front of us and put the right there, it's in our reach and said, don't eat the cookie in the cookie jar. And what do? We just sit there and stare at the cookie. We're like, man, so what now, are we evil for wanting the cookie? Are we bad for wanting the cookie? We were told not to eat the cookie. Now, we had to think about the consequences. We had to think in our mind, is it going to eat the cookie? Is that going to get me in a timeout? Am I going to be able to play video games? Am I going to be able to talk to my friends? Am I going to have a good night? So we think about what happened with the cookies in the cookie jar. And then guess what? You either eat it or you don't. Now, when you eat it, guess what? You get that whooping, pow, 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 pow. You get that whooping from eating that cookie, and guess what happens? You're going to be good or bad. You don't have to decide. You know what you did. You made the choice. You knew either you was going to get in trouble or not get in trouble. So that's really that simple. When we go through life, we can make choices. We can decide whether we're gonna be good or bad. We can decide whether we're good, evil, and you can decide whether you're gonna lie to people or you're gonna be good to people. Once you start lying, you can't stop lying. I'm gonna tell you that right now. One lie leads to another lie, leads to another lie. That's why we see people, we're like, man, they lie. Well, because they choose to lie. Ain't nothing wrong with these people lying. I mean, some people are helped through a lot. Some people are eased. Some people ease their pain or comforted through a lie. And if I could add 1 second of comfort to a human being based on a lie, then I'll do it. Because that might make someone else feel better. We've all lied at some point about something. So that doesn't make you a bad person. But you want to also understand that if you're going to lie, that's going to hurt the person that's next to you. If it's going to hurt the people around you, then you shouldn't be doing something like that. You should actually look to be truthful to the people around you. You should actually look to be beneficial to the people around you and decide that you're going to help the people around you. And it's not helpful if you're going to continue to lie to them and cause distrust and cause things that are going to make those people not be around you. Because in order to build that championship squad, in order to build that team, in order to build that group, in order to coordinate that organization that's going to change the world, you have to be honest. You have to be positive. You have to be up forward. You have to be uplifting, right? You have to be all of those things that are going to take your team to the next level. If you ain't putting your people on, if you're not telling people constantly, even if people fail, even if your team fails, even if the people around you don't get to that level that they said they're going to do, you need to say, man, I'm freaking glad you tried. I'm glad that you tried. Because guess what? Your attempt inspired me to attempt. We got to start saying that to our friends. Because we watch our friends starting organizations, starting apps, starting companies. And they might not be successful. We might see where somebody may become a great principal or become a great CEO, but they tried. We have to start congratulating our friends on the attempt. And it's not just a participation thing. We got to say, congratulations. What's next, buddy? Let's go. I'm going to be on your team for this one. Because we all have the tools to help our friends out. I always say this, man, let me know. I'm a good dude. I like to help out everybody. I like to help out my friends. I like to help out the people around me. Because my joy comes from helping my friends, helping people, my friends succeed. That's why I figured that out for myself. I could be I could be a millionaire today. But if my boys and all my friends are broke and we can't turn up, if I'm the only one buying a private jet, then we ain't doing nothing. We all got to have a private jet. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I look at it. I'm not in this just to have to be solo. I want to have my whole team. If we going somewhere, we want to do something together. Now, if we're going to do the not capitalist way or socialist way, whatever, we can do it the socialist way, where we all have a nice kumbaya session in a nice camp where we have a good time. But, I want everyone to come up. And then to come up, not to be somewhat rich, but I want everybody to be happy. Happiness is the key. Not wealth, not any of that other stuff. But, you just have to decide, you have lots of friends. Friends are great. You have a friend now. I haven't played video games in forever. So, I mean, you see what I'm doing every single day. You got to go. 5 people out of everything, like, things have to go. If you see what I'm doing, I'll post TikToks. I teach courses every single day for colleges, and I speak and I write books, and everything in the world is to be changed. And if I leave this world today, I'll be good though. I'm saying not be crying. I'll be good because I understand that whatever I'm doing is going to help other people grow. And I won't have to feel guilty. I'll be acknowledged because in the moment that I do, I'm going to be living in others. Yeah. Living your calling. What you do is you live through the growth of others. Mm-hmm. We water plants. We teach. Teachers is the best example of living forever. Because if I teach my students, guess what? I remember my first grade teacher, and then I'm 38 years old. I remember my first grade teacher, Miss Springer. And she was my favorite teacher. And that was first grade. And that was 32 years ago. How long was that lady's mind image living in my head? Forever. Whatever she's doing, I hope she's doing well. If you're watching this, Miss Spring Girl, love you. I remember the song Snack Time. Snack Time is, it was from the Campbell Soup commercial. Good. Good. Snack time is good. You know, I put a little piece about her in my book, Miss Springer. The important thing you can do as a leader is increase another one's capacity. If you're not helping grow others, because we're quick to get caught up in jealousy. We see somebody smarter than us, stronger than us, faster than us. We're like, oh man, they're too strong. They're faster than us. We want to tear them down immediately. They can't be better than me. We should be looking at them and like, man, you could be the champion. If you the champion, I want to be the number one contender. You watch Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, they pumped each other up. We looked at them as rivals, but guess what they were doing the whole time? They was playing us. They were pumping each other up. They said, look, you can fight and I can fight. We can make millions off of these people. Millions off of these people. All we got to do is keep acting like we don't want to fight. And then when we get to the fight, we just fight all day. And then when we get done with the fight, we're going to fight again. We're going to do it when we want to. Smart kids. That's what you do. You see the challenger, you champion, you want to be the number one contender, and eventually you'll be the champion. I learned that from WWE. I watched it. I learned how The Rock worked. I learned how Stone Cold work. I learned that simply from WWE. WWE is a good example of how it's fake, but you know, it's a good example of how to live life. You get your little team. The Rock couldn't get to where he had to go without the Nation of Domination. You had the NWO. I'm not gonna go in. I could write a book about how wrestling equates to life, but that's a whole nother story. The WWE should be, if y'all want an example of how to live, like if you want to be the champion, everybody should be wanting to get that championship belt. Have you heard of clearing your pineal gland with 6 frequencies? You know, it's interesting with the pineal gland and accessing it and working with it. It's something that I can't really just like get into because I want to just be clear. You know, a lot of people aren't ready to actually understand what's going on with that. You know, when we talk about communication, we're communicating, you know, a lot. It's a lot. And so, you know, I don't really want to delve into it, but I know communicating with people that you can't see and talk, because, you know, have me, next thing y'all know, Miss Dr. Jones thinks he's Miss Cleo. He can talk to other people on other dimensions. Why can't we? Everybody knows, and everybody talks, and everybody hears. Everybody has voices. I can sit here right now in complete silence, and I guarantee you voices are going on within here, and we're all doing the same thing. If I sat here, the door is closed, lights up, everything in the room, and just sat here with my eyes closed, there's so many voices, so many things that would go into make them what. So, but you have to understand, you know, like, you don't have to understand this, but I'm just saying what we're doing in this realm, in this world, we're meant here to change things. It's all about the catalyst. Like, if you think about it, the whole idea is change. Stars change. Everything evolves. Everything grows. The only thing, there's 3 things that are guaranteed. You're going to live, you're going to breathe, you're going to go through life, and you're going to die. You're going to grow, and then you're going to die. Those are 3 things life is guaranteed for. You're going to wake up, you're going to live, and you're going to die. Now, between those things, we have to decide. What is that going to be? What is that middle part going to look like? What is it going to feel like? Why do we want it to feel this certain way? And if it's that way, we have to understand we didn't come up with that on our own. It came up through here, but it's really on our own. But it's from everything, the collective consciousness around us. We all became who we are because of who is around us. If you think we're all collectively here, that means your spouse created you. It's just like you created your spouse. You guys created one another. And he's like, well, how could they do that? Because we're all the same. So indeed, when we it's just a lot. That's why I don't even go. Anyways, everything is one. So we can't separate frequencies and consciousness from ours. So we got to start saying what we are doing with our pineal gland. It's not just happening here, it's happening here, and it's also happening with here. Also happening within our belly. It's just happening with every breath that you take, because everything you do is about to be a whole nother level. So when we talking about accessing the pineal gland, you can see it, you can feel it. 'Cause I know when you meditate, I know we all can feel this kind of just like going and going and going, but really that's just that signature that's coming up there. It's a bodily reaction. But we also have to understand the reason why our body reacts like that. It's because the same reason your computer overheats. The same reason your computer overheats, your phone overheats, the same reason that your microwave gets too hot. These are waves that are going through our bodies. All these things are waves. Everything we do is vibrations. Everything we talk about, this right now, this music, this talk is music, it's vibrations, it's vibes, it's things that we can connect with this entire planet. All the things that we are looking at are the same thing. That's why we have to emphasize with the world, emphasize with the people around us. If we're looking at this person and this person, we're saying they are this and they are that, or they're not this or they're not that. How can we say they are not when they are us? We're all the same. So we can't separate anybody from each other. And when we talk about each other as the same, it's easy to love one another. Because you can say, when I'm getting a whooping, somebody else is getting a whooping at the same time. And when they getting a whooping, I'm getting a whooping too at the same time. That's how it was with my little sister. When she was getting beat, I'd be looking over there like, I didn't want her to get a whooping. Because we were the same. Same way we should be thinking about our brothers and sisters. If they getting a whooping, we getting a whooping too. We got to be one and the same. Brothers and sisters. This is the time. This is the only time where we got to be one and the same. Because if we don't decide to be the same people today, we're going to lose. We can't go about the next few months, the next few weeks, the next few days without deciding between ourselves that we're going to elevate ourselves and care about one another and be special to one another and live for one another. We have to decide that we're going to do what's best for one another. It's a collective, especially if you're in Texas, the United States of America. We have to decide, what are we going to do to improve the lives of my neighbor? What are we going to do to improve the lives of my loved ones? What are we going to do to improve the lives of the people around us? How can we do this? Because they are not separated from us. We're the same. We all got to wear masks. We all got to social distance. We all got to do all these things. We are all in the same boat. Will Smith is doing the exact same thing I'm doing right now, sitting in front of this computer trying to think of what his next TikTok is going to be. This is Will Smith. He's the man. That's my dude. We have to decide. Are we the same right now? Who's better and who's worse? Who should get this and who should get that? If any time should tell you that we are all the same right now, the rich people are scared just as much as the poor people. You got these rich people jumping in front of the vaccine lines and doing all that stuff because they're scared just like the poor people. But they don't want the poor people to know how scared they are. Because guess what? When the poor people know how scared they are, they're going to get desperate. And I'm like, why do we let all the rich people get access? Sometimes we need to clear our mind, let go of negative vibes. Every time. Clear your mind all times. I'm going to tell you this. If I got this video, play it all the time. I listen to these chimes like every time I'm getting in the mode. I might listen to 15 seconds is all it takes. 15 seconds is all it takes. That's why TikTok is 7 and 15 seconds. If you guys believe in the way the universe is manifesting all that stuff, think about how things are organized just for you to be successful. The TikTok is organized where it's only 15, 30 seconds. So now if you have clips that are 15 seconds, you can meditate for 15 seconds to clear your mind. That's the way things go. It hits different, hey man. It hits me different too. Every time I listen to it, it gives clarity. It makes me want to just do more TikToks. Honestly, that's my reset. I listen to it all day. And that's what, I had heard someone else post it, and I tell you, man, this is helping me as a human. I want to be able to help other people with this. And so I want to keep posting those, man. I appreciate that, because, at this point, what I could get up and I love the Migos. So I'd like to do the Migos. I did like the 2 Chainz dance. That was dope. But I'm like, I can't be doing that all the time. That's not as meditative as it's not going to help people connect to what's real, and it will if you listen to the lyrics because it's the same thing. It's definitely the same thing as 2 Chainz and the meditation music because it's positive. I mean, if you don't listen to the lyrics, it's very positive affirmation type stuff, but that's rappers. I can go into a whole dissertation about that. But I just wanted to get on tonight, and I love you all. Talking on live, and hope you have a great night. Good vibes. Thank you all for tuning in. Be out back here tomorrow night and do the same thing.